Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Orduna, this is my mom Gina.
He is a journalist.
She's the enthusiast.
I am so enthusiastic because it's your sister's 21st birthday.
Yes, happy birthday to Ariel.
What other day is it?
Today is draft day, that's right. Happy draft day for all you football fans out there. This is kind of like the birthday of the NFL. If the Super Bowl is like Christmas in a way, this is like the birthday where everything is just awesome. You wake up feeling like you're getting ready to open up presents. You just know, and it's awesome. It's just awesome because
like the two best days of the year, Christmas and your birthday.
Right.
Today is like your birthday.
Right. Today, exactly. So today's episode is going to be based around the 2017 NFL Draft. There's so much to cover. We've got so much content here.
Oh my gosh. In 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, yeah. We're going to be speed talking here to try to get everything in. All right. So how it breaks down, there's 7 rounds. It used to be more rounds back in the 80s and 90s, but they dropped it to 7 rounds. Okay, there's 32 teams in the NFL, and traditionally every team gets 1 pick in each round for the most part. Well, what happens is a lot of times teams make trades and other deals to get extra picks. And so this year we've got 3 teams that actually won't be selecting a name in the first round. And we've got the LA Rams, got the Minnesota Vikings, and the New England Patriots. And there are a couple teams that took those spots and they have multiple picks within the first round. And so we're going to name those teams because that's a big deal when it comes to kind of getting an advantage and building up your team. And so we've got Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns that have 2 picks. They've got the number 1 pick, and then they've got the number 12 pick. Thank you. Then we've got the Tennessee Titans that have the number 5 pick and then the number 18 pick. And then we also have New Orleans with the number 11 pick. And then they took Boston's spot, New England Patriots spot at 32. 32 so that's really good for those franchises to get 2 picks in the first round, especially in this draft class, because there's a lot of talent.
Great talent.
Yes,
well, you know what also is pretty cool is that last year the draft was in Chicago for basically the first time. This year it's in Philadelphia.
Yes.
It's always traditionally been in New York, but they're moving it around.
Yes.
Hey, come to KC.
We are a good
time
here. We've got a lot of places to host it.
Man,
we can do it here.
On the deck.
Exactly. Yeah, come to On the Deck.
Roger Goodell can stand right here.
Exactly. And we'll get a new podium and everything. It'll be awesome. Exactly.
We might buy a new house for that.
Right.
Whole new deck.
All right, well, we want to highlight some of the key players that are within this draft class because these are some game changers for these franchises.
Great class.
And so, and really at all the positions, from quarterback to running back to defensive ends to safety
to the line,
to the O-line.
Everything you'd want.
For the most part, there's a lot of depth.
There's some good receivers, too. That kid out of Western Michigan.
Yes, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are excited for their teams to call these players names.
They got it in this class.
All right, well, do you want to talk about some of the quarterbacks here real quick, and then we'll kind of transition to some of the other players here?
Well, I'm just going to mention the big names that people have been hearing. Obviously, you've got Deshaun Watson out of Clemson, Deshaun Kaiser out of Notre Dame, Mitchell Trubisky out of North Carolina. You got Brad Kaya, who hasn't been getting as much love as he should have out of the U out of Miami.
He's a 4-year starter out of the U.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes out of,
I always say that wrong, out of Texas Tech, Big 12 guy. You got C.J. Beathard out of Iowa, and then Nathan Peterman out of Pitt. These are some big name guys that are great. These quarterbacks are going to help any program they get
to. And there's obviously other quarterbacks in the draft. And we will make a quick shout out to Garrett Fugate, Blue Valley Northwest alum. Congratulations to him. He's coming out of Central Missouri. He's had a great career, high school and college, so I hope he maybe get his name called in the later rounds, and even if he doesn't, he'll get picked up for agency, and so he'll have an opportunity to make a squad.
There's some other guys in there, Seth Russell, Ron Evans, Chad Kelly. There's other guys out there, but there's some big names.
Yes, the main guys that we want that you talked about.
Quarterback class.
Goodness,
This one's a
and
really
if you want to see more about our quarterback breakdown, go to our YouTube channel, and we just did an entire quarterback breakdown there with all of the guys with more analysis on the quarterbacks in this draft.
Well, now tell them about some other things.
Well, we got, so we all know about the quarterbacks. Let's talk about some other players. We got Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, and Christian McCaffrey highlighting the running back class this year. And those guys all are really good players.
You're not going to go wrong with any of those
guys. They're going to make your team better, and so depending on the scheme that you run, some guys may fit better in other schemes, but for the most part, those guys are going to do a great job this upcoming season and have pretty good careers. As long as everyone stays healthy, that's going to be a big jump for the running back positions. Obviously, everyone has been talking about Myles Garrett, how he's potentially the #1 overall pick at the defensive end position coming out of A&M. He has all the intangibles, all the athleticism that you want. This guy could really make a difference for any franchise, especially coming off the edge and sacking the quarterback. So we'll see what happens if he does go ‑1 to the Browns. I think that is a safe bet as far as what you may need. Obviously, we still have Cam Robinson, O-lineman out of Alabama. You've got Jabril Peppers, who's been in the headlines recently out of Michigan. And then you have Reuben Foster, another Alabama linebacker who is going to get his name called. And there's just a lot of guys.
Did you say Jamal Adams?
And then, thank you, Jamal Adams out of LSU, just like Leonard Fournette, coming out of the Bayou at safety, the #1 overall safety. They're saying he's potentially like an Ed Reed coming out of Miami. He's one of those guys that can fly around. He's around the football all the time. He's a game changer, and he can come downhill and hit you as well. So there's a lot of content right there. There's a lot of guys out there that are hoping to get their names called. And even if you don't get your name called, it's okay. You're still an elite athlete. You have a lot of time to still get picked up by a team, even if even if you don't get your name called, you will still have a chance. And so it's going to be awesome.
And don't worry if you're not in the first, second, or third round, because your boy Dak Prescott came out of round 4 last year.
And it seems to be that's the trend. A lot of these guys in the 4th, 5th, 6th round end up getting picked up and make the team and are instantly ballers. And so it's going to be awesome to see what happens.
So who are some of the people you're rooting for? Like you really want to see get like a good draft?
Yeah, for me personally, I definitely want to see Deshaun Watson get picked up. I would love him to come to the Chiefs because the Chiefs do have the number 27th overall pick. We've got 10 draft picks in this year's draft. As you see, we're repping our Chiefs here today.
The Chiefs today.
So the question mark for us is who's going to take over the reins for Alex Smith?
Right.
And I really think he'd be a great fit, especially with Andy Reid, and now he handles the quarterback position. I'm rooting for him. He's proved himself in college on the highest level. That's just one person for me that I think would do really well. And then I love Dalvin Cook out of Florida State. He reminds me of myself a little bit. I love how he runs the football. He's kind of a home run hitter. As long as he stays healthy and holds on to the football, he's going to have a great NFL career, and so I'm really excited for him. How about yourself?
I agree. You know, low-key, I hope Garrett Fugate goes somewhere.
Hell yeah, definitely.
You know I'm a Deshaun Watson girl. I'm all about that. But really, I'm on the Jabril Peppers train. When he was up for the Heisman, I was like, that's right. This is a utility guy. He's a high-motor guy. He's willing to do anything. He basically had 2 combines. He participated as a linebacker and a safety.
Correct.
I mean, the guy, and a lot of people are kind of like, oh, I don't know where to use him, blah, 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 blah. Here's, and I'm going to throw something out controversial. I hope Joe Mixon gets picked up. I don't see him. I don't necessarily see him going in the first round for lots of reasons. But that being said, I'm looking throughout the rest of the draft to hear his name get called. I'm rooting for the guy. I want to see him get a chance to go out there and do something very good with his life.
Positive things.
Do something positive with it.
Change his life and others' lives as well. Yeah, that's a great observation. I would love to see him do something good with his life.
Well, now let's talk about some teams.
Okay, so the teams that I feel like really have an opportunity to do well and cash in, I personally feel like the Chiefs right now, like I said, they've got 10 picks in this draft. Basically 2 picks, 2 to 3 picks, it seems like in almost every round. And so therefore, they're going to really be able to stock up and make some big moves as they need some help as the front 7 struggled to stop the run last year. And, we got Eric Berry coming back and Marcus Peters.
Well, we lost Dontari Poe.
But we did lose Dontari Poe. So, yeah, and then, with Derek Johnson tearing his Achilles, he's got 2 Achilles injuries that have really hurt him. And so to get some depth at that linebacker position, that would really be nice. And, Justin Houston was battling injury all year. So it'd be nice to kind of fill in that front 7 for our defense. And so I'm excited for that.
Well, obviously, Chiefs all day. I am interested in seeing how Houston goes because Houston is a quarterback away from just being the bomb. I'm a low-key, obviously I'm repping the Chiefs, but I grew up as an Oilers fan. Everyone who's watched the show knows this. And now the Oilers are now that they went to become the Titans, but now we got the Texans. I'm rooting for Houston to get a good pick, and there are some great quarterbacks on the board. And Houston is sitting at the 25th pick. Then it's Seattle, and then it's us. So if everybody sleeps on Deshaun Watson, I'll be happy to have him, but I don't think he's going to stay that long. I think someone's going to get him.
Staying in the AFC, the Oakland Raiders are now saying that they are picking up Marshawn Lynch from the Seattle Seahawks, and so I'm interested to see what they will do with that 24th pick, because now if they just shored up their running game on the offensive side of the ball, that's going to be a huge factor. Derek Carr, Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree on offense. And then they picked up Cordero Patterson from Minnesota.
And I'm super happy for them. I'm sad for us because that's our #1 division.
Yes, exactly. Broncos, so. And they were one injury away from potentially getting to the Super Bowl as well. So there's a lot going on.
I also want to see who the Jets pick.
The Jets, yeah,
it's just exciting.
I can't wait. I'm going to be glued to the TV, checking my phone. There's going to be so much going on. And so we're going to be giving you updates all day. It's going on through this whole weekend. And so it's an exciting time for everybody. If you're a football fan on any level, you're going to have a chance to see what's going on.
I need a sign that says, bring the draft to Casey.
Exactly. Well, we appreciate your time. Happy birthday, Ariel. And so we're going to be having a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
We're going to have a lot of fun the next 4 days.
Right. We'll see you next time, folks.